Imagine waking up one day to discover that humans have suddenly evolved the ability to hibernate, and not just for a quick nap, but for a solid 6 months every single year. Half of your life would be spent in a deep, dreamless sleep, while your body basically hits the pause button on aging, metabolism, and pretty much everything else. Sounds like the ultimate excuse to skip winter and dodge your responsibilities, right? But before you start fantasizing about avoiding another year of awkward holiday dinners, let's talk about what would actually happen if humanity collectively snoozed through half of every year, because the reality is far weirder and more complicated than you might think. First off, let's get the science straight about what hibernation actually is. Because it's not just sleeping in until noon on a Saturday. True hibernation, like what bears and ground squirrels do, involves a dramatic drop in body temperature, heart rate, and metabolic rate. A hibernating animal's heart might beat only a few times per minute, and their body temperature can drop to just above freezing. For humans, whose normal body temperature hovers around 37 degrees Celsius, dropping even a few degrees puts us at serious risk of hypothermia. Our brains are also ridiculously energy hungry, consuming about 20% of our body as total energy, even when we read just sitting around scrolling through memes. Shutting all that down for 6 months without causing permanent brain damage would require some serious evolutionary rewiring. And let's be honest, evolution doesn't work that fast unless you're a sci-fi character with conveniently fast-acting mutations. Now let's talk about what would happen to society if everyone just checked out for half the year. The first major question is, would everyone hibernate at the same time? Or would we take shifts like some kind of global sleep rotation? If everyone hibernated simultaneously, the entire global economy would grind to a halt for 6 months. No one would be making food, generating electricity, maintaining infrastructure, or posting cat videos online. When everyone woke up, cities would be in chaos, food supplies would be decimated, and frankly, the internet would probably be on fire, both literally and figuratively. On the other hand, if we hibernated in shifts, half the population awake while the other half snoozed, you'd have a society that's perpetually operating at half capacity, which sounds like most Monday mornings anyway, but on a civilizational scale. Biologically, the human body would face some absolutely wild challenges during a 6-month hibernation. Muscle atrophy would be a massive issue because even though hibernating animals don't move, they have special physiological adaptations that prevent their muscles from wasting away. Humans lack these adaptations. So after 6 months of lying still, you'd wake up with the muscle tone of overcooked spaghetti. Your bones would also suffer because weight-bearing activity is crucial for maintaining bone density. Astronauts lose bone mass after just a few months in zero gravity. So imagine what half a year of immobility would do. You'd emerge from hibernation like a fragile, wobbly newborn deer, except with the existential dread of an adult human who just realized they missed half a year of their life. Let's also consider the psychological and cultural implications of losing 6 months every year. Relationships would become incredibly strange because you'd only have half the time to connect with other people. And if you and your partner hibernated on different schedules, you'd literally never see each other. Holidays, birthdays, and major life events would need to be completely restructured. Imagine trying to plan a wedding when half your guest list is unconscious in a hibernation pod. Education would be a nightmare because students would lose half their learning time every year, which honestly might explain a lot about the current state of the world, but would make acquiring any real expertise take twice as long. And culturally, humanity's sense of time, productivity, and achievement would fundamentally shift because we'd have to accept that half of every year is simply gone, which might actually force us to slow down and rethink our obsession with constant productivity. But let's not get too optimistic here. Finally, let us zoom out and think about what this would mean for humanity as future and our place in the universe. If we hibernated for 6 months every year, our technological and scientific progress would slow to a crawl because innovation requires continuous effort, collaboration, and iteration. Space exploration would become exponentially harder because you unexactly hibernate your way to Mars, when the journey itself takes months and requires constant monitoring and adjustments. On the flip side, hibernation could be a legitimate survival strategy for deep space travel or for enduring catastrophic climate events on Earth. If humans could hibernate through harsh winters or periods of food scarcity, it might actually increase our chances of long-term survival as a species. But here's the kicker. We'd be sacrificing half of our conscious existence, half of our experiences, memories, and opportunities to live fully. So while hibernation might solve some practical problems, it would fundamentally change what it means to be human turning us into creatures who live in short bursts rather than continuously experiencing the flow of time. And honestly, that's both fascinating and deeply unsettling.